Hey everyone, I am your host Tay, and welcome back to another episode of All Things Lifestyle. Thank you so much for tuning back in to another week, and I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you guys are healthy. Let's go ahead and get into this episode. So this episode is going to be pretty much like a travel guide, if you will. So I know in my episodes, in my weekend recaps, I name all these places that I go, like clubs I go to, restaurants, bars, and things like that. I pretty much wanted to do this episode to do a condensed version of all the places that I recommend pretty much. I'll go into daytime activities, nighttime activities, and of course I have restaurants. So if that sounds like something you will be interested in, keep on listening. We got to start off with a couple things. So Tink's album and Meg's album. So both have been playing nonstop. So the three albums I've been playing nonstop: Tink, because hers just came out last week. Meg's, I think last week as well. Was that last week? Yeah. And Renaissance, Beyonce's, that came out. We had a whole unpacking about that. But those are the three albums I have been playing over and over, back to back. Can't get sick of it. And let's talk about Tink's album. I love Tink's album. Like, I love it. Tink has been out forever. She has been always making music, releasing music. She's been making music for so long, and I don't feel like she has gotten the recognition that she deserves because she is so bomb. Like, I know, like, some people love when artists sample older songs, and some people hate it. I actually kind of love it because it's like, as artists, there's so many different things you can do with a beat and with the melody and stuff like that. And she's shown that she could take a great song and remix it and make it her own. And I was listening to, because she's been doing like podcasts, like I was watching her on Lip Service and See the Thing Is with Bridget Kelly and them, and she's been doing a lot. She explained how you have to get their permission to use their music, of course. Like, you can't just, it's not like she's just out here taking these old beats and doing it in a really, no, you have to get permission. So that's what she did. And I mean, of course, that's what she did. But like on the podcast, she's explained like, it's a process. You know, I can't just release it. She said on there that her and Hitmaker, because that's their album together, they worked on this album for like she said this album was done in like 4 or 5 months. That's insane. I just feel like, I don't know, that's crazy. She said all they do is work. They're in the studio all the time, and I just think that's lit, and the album is lit. I love it. Like, the album to me has no skips. I like, literally. And the album I'm talking about is called Pillow Talk. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. So I'm going to go ahead and go through my top 3 songs. So my top 3 songs from Pillow Talk is Switch, Throwback, and Ooh Triflin'. Those are my top 3 favorite songs on the album. I love Throwback. That's why I love her sampling those throwback songs, because I love throwback music. Like, it's just so lit to me. Throwback R&B is just unmatched. So yeah, those are my top 3 from the Tink album. If you haven't listened to it, go check it out. And next, we talking about my girl Meg album. Meg Thee Stallion has been killing it. And like I said, I've said it already, this is a Megan Stan podcast. So if you don't like Megan, if you got an issue, I don't know what to tell you, because she's fire. Like, but she has been doing her thing. Like, she's on tour right now, right? Is she on tour? Or she's been performing. She's in Japan right now. Well, she was. I don't know if right now she's in Japan. But in the past, like, week or so, I was seeing her performing in Japan. She was in this dope Sailor Moon costume. Like, it was everything. Like, from the makeup to the hair to the costume. It was so cute. And she has just been doing her thing. I just love how she doing it for the girls. She's doing it for the girls. That's all I can really say. Like, she is killing it in the female rap game. Like, to me, she is killing it, and I love it. Her album that just came out last week, I think it was, last week or week before. It's been some weeks. Like, August have come and gone. Like, these weeks just flying. But my top 3, her album is called Traumazine. I hope that's how you say it. I'm assuming that's how you say it. Traumazine, and my top 3 songs are my top song. Okay, my top song is Gift and a Curse. I love that song. It's the beat for me. Like, that beat is so fire to me. Like, yo, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, along with the lyrics, but if you take out in the beat, it's just like, it's just, you gotta listen to it. Consistency with her and Janae Aiko, love it. Well, as soon as I seen featuring Janae, period, because I love me some Janae. And Miss Nasty. Those are my top 3 songs that I love. This album too, no skips. It's one song I'm not a fan of. I cannot remember the name of it. Let me see if I could find it really quick. I think it's called, no, it's not called Scared. It's Star by her and Lucky Day. I'm not a fan of it. It's one of those songs I feel like I'll hear in the club or something. I'm like, hey, but like, not a fan of it. It might have to grow on me, but all in all, the whole album, no skips. Love it. And I'm not biased because it's Megan. Like, of course, if it was trash, I would say, Megan, not your best work. Go listen to it. It's lit. But yeah, I'm not being biased because that's just like Drake album. I love me some Drake, but I even said that album is not for me. Some of the songs on there I do like, but the whole album is not for me. There's some skips. But it's probably something, you at a boat party, you in a club. There's very club heavy music. Very. But, but I love Drake. But I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh my God, I love his album just because I love him. Another thing I wanted to talk about, my detox that I was doing for the month of August. I mentioned this a couple episodes ago, a couple weeks, the beginning of this month. I was doing a detox. I was drinking water. I was really going to watch what I eat, right? So I've still been like, I said drinking water. I mean like drinking like a gallon of water almost every day. But I have switched and I'm not doing that detox anymore because I have gotten news that I am going on a work trip. And it's some months. And I'm not going to have the access to everything I have right now. So I'm like, I'm out to just eat what I want. I'm still going to be healthy, like my regular, but I'm not going to go on a strict diet because I have all that time to go on a strict detox. So just coming in to say the detox is on hold for now, but I have been drinking a lot more water. I'm still doing the gallon of water, and I feel like the gallon of water, it helps so much. Like my skin, that's one thing I have noticed, drinking a gallon of water 3 to 4 or 5 days a week. My skin is so good. Like, it's not the clearest right now because I'm on my monthly, but majority of this month, like, I've noticed, like, wow, my skin is like glowing. Wow, my skin is like, I have minimal blemishes. So yeah, that's one thing I have noticed with drinking a gallon of water 3 to 4 or 5 days a week. 3 to 4 days a week. Okay, so that has been a long intro. That's been a long intro. Okay, we just had to talk about it. But okay, so let's get into the weekend recap. So this weekend was nothing less than lit. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say because well, that's not all I'm gonna say, but that's what I'm gonna say about it because it was nothing less than lit. I had so much fun with my friends. They came to DC to visit me. It was my friend Taylor's birthday. Happy birthday, girl. We went to dinner and the club, and then we went to 2 clubs, and then we went to brunch. So brunch at Ben's, that's on my list to name for this travel guide, but brunch at Ben's is bomb. Like, that's my favorite brunch spot. Like, that's my favorite brunch spot because the food is good, the drinks are good. It's like their cocktails and their mimosas are good. Like, now their mimosas, they only have a couple flavors, but it's so good. And the music is bomb. So, and then we went to Creole on 14. Creole, I went there for brunch before and dinner. Just went there for dinner and it was nasty. I had chicken Alfredo, whatever, like something really, really basic. Wasn't really in the mood to do something crazy. I just wanted a basic meal, and I'm like, can't go wrong with chicken Alfredo, whatever. And it was nasty. I don't know what they had going on. It literally tasted very bland. But the brunch was good. So that's on the list too to mention. I don't want to get all up into the eats because I'm gonna talk about it when we get into the travel guide chat. And we went to a day party at Decades Afro Code. So lit. Like, that was a place I would definitely go to all the time. That was my first time going. Taylor found it. She was like, let's go to Afro Code or whatever. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Like, I've never been, you know. And we had such a good time. We had hookah, had a couple drinks. It was lit. It was lit. Like, Afro Code at Decades. The club is called Decades. So lit. I would give it an 8 out of 10 because we had to walk up like 5 flights of stairs because it's like a rooftop. I'm like, where's the elevator? You know, I mean, they could literally have somebody stand by the elevator so it's not too many people going up to hold down the elevator. That's what they need because those stairs almost killed me. But it almost killed me. But yeah, that was so fun. 8 out of 10, like I said, only because the stairs. Hookah was on point, and it was so much fun, like being with my homegirls. And these are girls that I grew up with. Like one of my friends, Jade, I've known her since elementary school. My other 2 friends, Taylor and Deja, who know since high school. And it was just so much fun to just kick it with them. It was just like girls' weekend, girls' night. It was just so much fun, and I'm so happy they came. And we got to make that a regular thing. We was talking about that. We're like, we need to make this a regular thing. Like, we need to have at least girls' nights every other month, every couple months, and then girls' trips once a year. Like, Mando. It's mandatory at this point because we had so much fun. And I can't wait to do it again with my girls. Oh, my God. And another thing that happened. My friend Taylor, she had a wardrobe malfunction. So she had to go back to the car, her and Deja, and she had to, like, find something else to wear. She had clothes in the car. I'm like, girl, you got clothes in the car. Okay, period. Because that's a good idea. She comes back in, my scarf, like, as a top. I'm like, that was so genius. It's crazy because I don't even think I would have thought of that. Like, she had the scarf as a top. She had these pants. Like, where'd you find this? Where'd you find it? Girl, she had got it all together. And I'm like, that is so creative. And that's just lit. And it was a look. Like, excuse me? She put her hair up in the top. It was just a look. And I'm like, girl, came back with a whole different look. I said, period. Okay, so let's talk about what we tuning in to this week. So this week for the Tune In with Tay, I'm going to be talking about a YouTube channel. Now, I watch a lot of YouTube. Like, that's why I don't pay for cable. I pay for minimal streaming services because, well, I ain't gonna say minimal. I actually pay for a good amount. I was just looking through, like, why do I have a Peacock, HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Video, Prime, or whatever? That's a lot. I need to cut back because but I do watch stuff on each one. I don't know. I got some cutting to do. But I do watch YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot. And this YouTube channel that I'm going to mention is called Erin on Demand. And her name is Erin. And she makes vlogs and entrepreneurship content. Sometimes she makes videos with like her husband too. They're so cute. They like just got married, and she like vlogs like their trips and just everyday life and stuff. Like, just, it's so cute. Like, they moved into a new house. They got a new dog. It's so cute. But mostly she posts entrepreneurship content. She shares tips on like how to start creating content, how to vlog, starting your journey as an entrepreneur into entrepreneurship, and just giving different tips on that kind of thing, tips on bossing up, and just fun content all around. I just really look forward to her videos. And she real, like, she was just talking about her videos, like how she was in a rut, how she didn't feel like she was liking what she was putting out, but she was like, I wanted to put out something. But so she was like real open and real with that, and I was like, I like that. So yeah, that's the Tune In with Tay this week. Erin on Demand, check out her channel. I like her. She be having some good tips, and even entrepreneurship, like she has her own business. She gives tip on like Instagram stuff, how to grow on Instagram, and just to, when it comes to entrepreneurship and creating content, that's her bread and butter. Like she talks about that a lot, and I love that. So yeah, check out her channel. Oh, not me forgetting the question of the week. Not me forgetting the question of the week this week. I was supposed to talk about that before the tune in. Okay, so let me not forget. Let's get into the questions. Okay, so this week the questions I asked, they were mostly like yes or no answers. They were polls that I posted. So the first one I said is, do you prefer day parties like during the day, of course, or going out at night? And nighttime, everybody said nighttime. I say day parties because I love a day party, because you can literally go party at 3 or 4, 5 o'clock and you can be back home at 10. Literally. That's what I like about it. I don't know if that's the auntie in me. I'm getting older, so I'm like, day party me, please. But I love a good day party. That's just like on Sunday, Afro Code. Like, and I don't know if they probably don't have day parties everywhere as well. I don't think that's something a lot of cities have. I feel like that's kind of like a major city thing. Because DC, that's all they have is day parties. And I'm at them. I'm at the day parties because I want to be in the bed by 11. That's really nice. So I definitely prefer day parties, but a lot of people say nighttime, which is, normal. I like nighttime to go to dinner. Dinner turns into, clubbing or whatever, but like I said, I'm a day party girl. And then my next one, I said, which do you prefer? Breakfast/brunch, lunch, or dinner? Lunch got no votes. I figured lunch wouldn't get any votes because I'm not going to say who goes to lunch, but you hear somebody, I'm going to brunch, I'm going to breakfast, or I'm going to dinner. So, but dinner got more votes, and I got to say brunch. I love brunch, y'all. Like, y'all hear me on here all the time. I went to brunch. I go to dinner, of course, but it's just something about brunch. It's just more exciting. Again, I don't know if this is the auntie in me because it's during the day. I don't know. It's starting to feel like it's the auntie in me, okay? It's starting to feel real auntie up in here. It's starting to feel real auntie because it's brunch for me. I love a good dinner. Don't get it twisted, because it's like I'd like to dress up for both. Like, I get dressed for brunch, I get dressed for dinner, but it's just Sunday brunch with the mimosas, and you might have a shot or two. Listen, you have you right. All right now. And then last one I said, before you travel, do you look up things to do in that area? And a lot of people say yes. I figure a lot of people say yes. Yes for me too, because I need an itinerary when I travel. Like, I'm not that girl that goes out of town and just be like, okay, and look up things to do that day, like that morning when I wake up. No, I need to know what I'm doing for breakfast, where we eating for brunch or whatever, or if we go to lunch or if we go to dinner. I need to know what we're doing. That is me. And anybody will tell you, even here in DC, like, if I know, like, for example, I had an itinerary for the girls this weekend. I was like, we're doing this, even though of course it was Taylor's birthday, but I just pretty much told her, like, let me know what you want to do, and I could give you an itinerary, you approve it, and we could just do it. But yeah, like, I need an itinerary. I'm not well, let's just go here, because a lot of places you need reservations, and a lot of places they won't let you just walk in and sit down. I don't like that. I don't like going nowhere waiting an hour. No, because I'm hungry. So I like to make a reservation. I may be late. I may be late to those reservations. I ain't never on time for a reservation. Let's be real. She ain't the most on time. But I'll call and let them know I'm still coming, and I still get seated. So that's why I feel like I'm really an itinerary person, because I just like to know. And then it's like, when you out of town, like, time goes so fast. And it's like, okay, so what am I doing today? You know what I'm saying? It's like you could just sit there and then you could lounge. You're wasting time by sitting there like, okay, so what are we doing? Should we do this? Like, no. And I'm not sitting here saying like, don't sit down. Like, you can't sit down at all. But I feel like I need to at least know what I'm doing next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to have an idea because like, okay, we can have 2-3 hours to relax and take a nap. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I look at things to do too before I travel or before I have a fun weekend ahead. I'm like, this is what we're doing. These are the vibes, so on and so forth. Okay, y'all, not me forgetting the question. I'm tripping. What? I know I'm putting this episode out a day later. I'm putting this out on a Friday. It's okay. We're still consistent weekly, so it's just been a week. I've just been tired. Literally, I've been sleeping so much. Let's get into a weekend in DC, shall we? I'm going to mention brunch places, dinner places, some nightlife, bars, some sightseeing things, hotels, and that's it. So hotels, I only have 2 hotels. I don't really stay in hotels here. I do want to for staycations. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with hotels. So the first hotel I've stayed in, so this one I've stayed in, and then this one is another, like this is a hotel that somebody else stayed in that they recommended. So the first hotel I'm going to mention is called the Hyatt Place. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Hyatt Place. It's like the smaller version of like the actual Hyatt. I think it's called like the Hyatt Regional, like the bigger one. But the Hyatt Place is the smaller one. And I actually like the Hyatt Place. It's always so cute. I like it because the rooms, they come in like with the kitchenette. And it's so cute and clean. And the bathrooms are nice. I love that. Like when it comes to a hotel room, it has to have a nice It has to have a nice bathroom. Like if the bathroom is looking, I'm not staying there. And I'm not like super bougie when it comes to hotels, but I'm like, you know, because the Hyatt Place to me, it's not super bougie, but I like a nice hotel. And I stay at Hyatts like pretty much everywhere I go. Like I stayed at Hyatt when I went to Atlanta for my birthday. I stayed at Hyatt when we were traveling here. I think we stayed at one. Was it Atlanta? Yeah, it was the same one in Atlanta. We stayed at one in Houston. I have like the Hyatt Place like rewards thing, so you know, hopefully one day I get a free room. You need like, they're like, you need like 50,000 points. Like, I'm like, dang. Like, because I don't stay at hotels that often, but I'm like, I'm going to keep it, you know, as I, you know, do my little travels. I'm going to make sure, I always do that. Like, I look at Hyatt places and see what they have available. And if they don't, I get something else. But that's always my first choice because I have the rewards there. And because their hotels are so cute to me. Like, they're cute, they're clean. Like I said, they had little kitchenettes. Even the one I stayed in Atlanta, like, that one was, like, more like a suite. So it had, like, 2 or 3 bedrooms? I think it was 2 bedrooms. Like, it had a master and then, like, the other one with the double beds. And it had, like, a big kitchen. And had a dining room table. It was nice. So I'm like, to me, you can't go wrong staying at the Hyatt Place. And it's affordable. You know, you're not paying $800 a night. You know, like, you're paying a affordable amount. The next hotel I'm going to mention, I haven't stayed at this one. This is somewhere somebody else told me they stayed and they loved it. It's called the Viceroy. I hope I'm saying that right. The Viceroy Hotel. Like I said, I haven't stayed there, but they told me it's like, now this is like a really nice hotel. I even looked up like pictures and stuff. Fire. Like they have a rooftop pool and everything. Like I think they have like cabana service too. Like you can order something, they'll bring you a drink to your cabana or whatever when you're at the pool. Rooms are really nice. So yeah, those are the 2 hotels that I'm mentioning. So, you know, you're coming in from a weekend and you're going to go straight to your hotel. And another thing, hotels, why is check-in 3 or 4 o'clock and check-out is at 11 a.m.? Let's talk about it. Why? Why is that a thing? Like, I don't understand that. You want us to not get in. Like, say if your flight or your train or, you know, you drive in, y'all get there at noon, 1 o'clock, you can't check in until 4, 3. Like, people, as soon as they want to get in, they hungry, they want to set their bags down, go to their room and go eat. And you making these people like wait. especially if you flying in. You ain't got nowhere to put your bags. They do now. Hotels do hold your bags like at the front desk, but as they should, because why is check-in not 3? Why is check-in not noon at least? At least noon. But it's at 3 or 4. But you want us to leave by 11, 10 o'clock, 11 a.m. What? That's not even a full, like, that don't even make sense to me. I hate that. But that's my little hotel rant. But yeah, so those are the 2 hotels that's in DC. Okay, so we got your stay. Let's talk about how to get around DC. I suggest taking the metro and Ubering. Now, DC is a big city, so Ubers can cost. So if anything, I would cut the cost at travel and just take the metro. That is one thing I would do, because you can get a metro card and it's like literally $2 round trip. You swipe your card, $2 to get on the train. Like once you're in there, you don't got to pay to get out. So literally $2 round trip. So you can metro it up all day for $10 versus a Uber for $20-$30 a trip, you know. Even though I'm sure, like, because when me and my friends travel and stuff, we split the Uber costs or whatever, or like one person to pay, other person to pay for the next one, you know, stuff like that. But I suggest the metro in DC is so easy, and like I said, it's $2 to get around. So yeah, those are definitely the easiest. I do not suggest driving. If you drive into DC, park your car somewhere and leave it. Even that's gonna cost, but still, you do not, because you're not gonna find parking, or it's a lot. Driving in DC, it's a lot, and on top of that, they're crazy and the traffic is nuts. So, and I know, like, you being on a trip, when I'm on a trip, I just want to get up and go. You know what I'm saying? And the metro is very convenient. Next, let's talk about brunches. So, you know me. Well, y'all know me by now. Y'all been listening. I like the brunch. Brunch is my favorite, like I just mentioned. So, I mentioned already, Ben's next door. Good food, good drinks, good music. 10 out of 10. Like, I don't think I've ever had a bad experience at Ben's. No, I haven't. And they have bottomless mimosas, if that's something, because I know a lot of places don't, but a lot of places do. But yeah, bottomless, so they'll keep refilling your glass for $20. $20 bottomless, they will refill you as much as you want, like literally. So I have Ben's, and then I have Creole on 14th. Like I said, the chicken Alfredo I had was not good, but that was a dinner choice. But for brunch, their brunch was good. When I went there, I had the French toast, like a traditional breakfast, French toast, eggs, bacon, and their food was good. They had bottomless as well. I didn't really like the way they did their bottomless, because it's like a bottomless like bundle. You had to get this and the brunch, like the food. It was kind of weird. It was like those bottomless mimosa bundle brunches. Like, I really don't like that, because it's like, if I don't want this and I want this, why can't I, separate it? So it's like you have to get the bundle. But all in all, the food is good. Vibes are good. And both of these places are black owned. Ben's is black owned. Creole on 14th is black owned. And when I went, they had a DJ. I don't think they had a DJ when I went for dinner. I can't remember. But when I went for brunch, I went the Juneteenth weekend. They had a DJ, so that was very lit. Milk and honey, y'all have to go. If y'all don't go to any of these brunch spots, go to Milk and Honey. Like, y'all have no excuse. Y'all have no excuse, because they have the restaurant where you can sit down, and they have a cafe to where, like, a to-go. So it's like, if you're on the go, I have to get something to eat, go to Milk and Honey. I think that's in Alexandria, actually, but it's still in the DC area. Go to Milk and Honey. I've taken a couple people, and they're like, it's good. Like, this food is fire. Like, the food is so good. Like, I love it there. I have two more brunch places. So this brunch place I have not been to, but the food looks so good. It says black owned. All of these restaurants are black owned. Look at me. I like to support. I try to, So this restaurant I haven't been to, but the food looks bomb. It's called Kitchen Cray. It's spelled kitchen and then Cray with a C, C-R-A-Y. They have a couple locations in this area. The food looks bomb. If y'all try it before me, let me know how you can let me know. DM me on Instagram or something. Tell me you went to Kitchen Cray, because that is still on lit. Like, I honestly might go this weekend. I'm off all weekend. I'm probably gonna go because, oh my god, the food looks so good. Okay, and then last but not least, place is called Mr. Braxton Bar and Kitchen. Their food was good too. Bottomless mimosas. Food was good. I said their food is good. Music is good. It was a good service. 10 out of 10. That was one of the first places I went to when I got here, actually. So we had a good experience all the way up until the end. So some places are really strict with dining. So a lot of places are like, you only can dine for 2 hours, but some places don't care. Like, most places you have a 2 hour dining limit, but that's literally like the only place this place, Mr. Braxton Bar and Kitchen, that's the only place I went to where they were like, okay, y'all gotta go. Like, they were kind of rude about it, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, they're like, y'all gotta like rise up and go. I'm like, we was like, rise up. We just spent all this money in here. You go talk like that. Like, I don't like that. Like, cause these brunch places are not cheap. And it's like, you're spending $100 easy. And it's like, well, I mean, $100 if you like full on brunching, you drinking, you know what I'm saying? You could easily spend $100. I'm just saying, because DC, it's not cheap. But they were just rude, telling us to leave. So that lowers it. I'm gonna rate it like maybe like a 7, 6 or 7, just because of the service. I'm really big on customer service. But like I said, the food was good, the drinks were good, the vibes were good. So go at your own risk, is all I'm gonna say. But the food was good. Sightseeing places. So of course you're in DC, the Capitol, the White House, the memorials, all that stuff is there. It's so cool to see. They have so many memorials out there. I really love it. The National Harbor in Maryland. That's so nice. You could take like a boat, do like a boat party. And they have like bars and stuff around there, restaurants. They have statues of people like Frederick Douglass and all that out there. So yeah, definitely recommend. So we got the memorials in DC and the National Harbor, the African American Museum in DC. I personally have not been, but I definitely want to go. Everybody said it's gorgeous. And they say it's so big that you can't even get through it in one day. Like in one visit. So definitely highly recommend, because that is a place I still need to go to. And last but not least, for like daytime stuff, they have festivals everywhere. Like, they have a festival for everything, and they have festivals for everywhere. They have restaurant festivals. Like, it'll be a whole bunch of restaurants. They have I think the Sunflower Festival is going on right now. Like, that's something I want to go to too. Like, they have a Sunflower Festival. They got a reggae festival. They got a jazz festival. Festivals for everything. There's always a party somewhere. Like I said, DC is day parties. Like, they party during the day. Like, and it's always something going on. So those are the daytime things to do. Now we're going to go into some dinner spots. Y'all, it is a mosquito in here, and it is driving me nuts because I cannot kill it. And then I see it, and then I don't see it no more. It's a mosquito. I know it is. It's so annoying. But okay, so let's get into some dinner spots. So first place. So this isn't like a full-on restaurant. This is like a walk-in, get some food, and walk out. Like, you can't eat in there. Like, it's a walk-in kind of restaurant. And it's called Oohs and Ahs in DC. And just like it sounds, ooh, like O-O-O-H or whatever, and Ahs, A-A-A-H. The food is so good. It's a soul food restaurant, and it's perfect for after a night out. Like, it's perfect. You get they got fried chicken. They got some fried fish. I think they got oxtails. They got the greens, macaroni and cheese. That's where it's at. The cornbread, so good. Listen, we not missing no cornbread. So it was so good. And like I said, all of these places, I feel like I have said over the course of my episodes, but this episode is just like all of them in one. Okay, second place, if you want to do a little upscale 5-star splurge, go to Mastro's or Del Frisco's. Both are, is it Del Frisco's? Del Frisco's. Both are steakhouses, upscale, 5-star, expensive. But if you want to have a night out and splurge, highly recommend. The steak, Mastro's. I always go to Mastro's. I've only been to Del Frisco's once, but I've been to Mastro's a handful of times already, and it's so good. The steak is it's so good. And then every time I go to Mastro's, I'll get kind of the same thing, but I kind of switch it up a little bit. Like I'll get like a thing of shrimp, a little lobster tail, or something to add, a little spruce to my meal. But yeah, those are definitely some high-end good dinner spots. Okay, so this is a place I've never been to. They just told me, the girl at Ben's on Sunday, she just told me about this place. It's a Mexican place called El Bebe. She said the drinks are good, the food is good, margaritas top tier, like, and I love a good margarita. So that's a place I'm gonna try too. I'm trying one of these places this weekend, actually. Now that I'm sitting here telling y'all I'm going, I'm probably gonna go to El Bebe. I have been talking for a really long time, my apologies, but yeah, so those are some good dinner spots. And last but not least, I'm going to talk about some nighttime spots. Start with Decades. Afro Code on Sundays at Decades. Day party. Highly recommend. Like I said, 8 out of 10 because of the stairs. But it's so good. Like, and they switch the music from Afro beats to regular hip hop rap music. That's what I do. Like, they go back and forth. A little some of this, you get a little some of that. It's so good. Afro Code at Decades on Sundays. It's another spot in DC. It's a bar. It's a bar/lounge. All of these are bar/lounges. This place is called Right Spot. And they're good too. And they have, for a certain amount of time, they have $5 tequila shots. Do with that information what you wish. But they have $5 tequila shots at a certain time. I really think it's like from like 6 to 9 or something like that, 6 to 8, something like that. Good music, good food, hookah. Like, these places have hookah, and it's just a vibe. Another place called Brooklyn on U. These places are on U Street. So if you're in DC, you know U Street. These places are on U Street. And then last but not least, this place is called Salt. It's a speakeasy. Now, this is in Arlington. So it's still, it's probably about like 20 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes. It's like probably 15 minutes from DC. 10-15 minutes. But it's called Salt. And it's a speakeasy. And I just talked about this last episode. It's chill. It's like a real dark, it's dark in there. You get a little bite to eat. You have drinks. And you just enjoy the person that you're with. Like, enjoy their company. You just talk. And they have like all kind of drinks. They got wine, they got cocktails. I think they have beer too. The speakeasy is a vibe. That was my first time going, and I'm definitely going back. Okay, so yeah. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention for like daytime activities in like March or April in DC, they have the Cherry Blossom Festival. Like I said, there's always festivals, but specifically in March and April, they have cherry blossoms. And literally, it's when the cherry blossoms on the trees. It's gorgeous. Like, it's just cherry blossoms everywhere. So just like in like Tokyo, it's like that here in March and April. It's so gorgeous. So definitely recommend that too. I forgot to put that there on my list, but I just thought of it. I wrote it on my phone actually, instead of my notebook. And I need to get up and go actually. Yes, I need to get up and go because I have a movie to catch in like 30 minutes and I'm not even dressed. Yikes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, it's a lifestyle. Bye, y'all.